welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar index on the daily time frame, and that was it. That was the bounce right there at 40,100. It's about where we said it was. Oh, wait, no, it's exactly where we said it was. Let's look at it on an hourly time frame. See, leading up to this, I was afraid that we weren't going to get there. I thought maybe that was as close. I'm like, hey, really? We're not going to come all the way down and hit that? But because we started moving upwards here. Well, whatever. And I came back later. It's like, nope, yep, we hit it. Hit the top of the white parallel channel right here. And gonna bounce. Everybody that's calling for 38, calling for closing that gap at 39.6, calling for 35, calling for 30, they're really disingenuous. They don't know what they're talking about. I mean, a lot of them, I mean, they're I don't know. They know what they're doing, but how much do they really know what they're doing? They're not taking in all the information, really. And they're not looking at it from the perspective that I am. I mean, they just draw a line here and draw a line there, and I'm looking more in depth at it, I believe. And well, pretty obviously nobody has as many freaking lines as I have. This white line is top of the white parallel channel. It's a channel. Let's go to a weekly. We go to a weekly. And let's just go way back here. This is the white parallel channel right here. It starts, the center line of that channel starts at in December 2013. It's the height of that run right there. And it comes along here. You see some price action right along here. And you can see we came right back down to the bottom of this parallel channel and held it for support on a weekly time frame. Wicked through it a little bit, but it's clearly a support level, as well as the top here. And the top here, you can see how we interact with this channel. Clearly, when we fell through it here, that was bad, and we dropped big, huge right there when it did not hold as support. And look at how we held the top of it as support right here. Very, very clear in 2019. So that's our history with the white channel. It continues on here, and it continues on even here. I believe that this is the zombie channel, the one that Zombie has referenced occasionally too. I don't know exactly, but because I have various ones here. I have a white one, I have a green one, and a blue one, and they all take in various points. They all have incredible histories with the market, Bitcoin's price action. Back here, and I've gone over this extensively in other videos. So here is our white parallel channel right here. Right here at this point, this was in November. The end of November is when we made a decision to bust out of the white parallel channel and stay above it, as well as the green parallel channel. Excuse me, I felt a sneeze coming on, but I don't know where it went somewhere else. So you can see here that not only did we bust through the white parallel channel back here in November, we're on a weekly time frame, that we, I hate it when this phone does this, or not the phone, the app. we held the top of the green parallel channel as support as well here and started entering the blue. We lost the blue parallel channel here and lost the green here in this consolidation sideways action that we're having here. But in doing so, we've come down and retested the white top of the parallel channel that we've never done before. That's all we're doing here is testing our support levels. From here, we will continue on and test the top of the green parallel channel for support, test the top of the blue parallel channel for support. I think that we will do that this week. Well, I do believe, regardless, that we will come up to the top of this green bull flag channel right here. This is our pullback right here, and we oscillate in this channel. We oscillated all the way. It's harder to see on the weekly here. If I draw it on a daily, let's go to a daily and we can see our interaction better with it here, where we did come all the way up to the top of the channel here, back down, up to the center line, back down, and or up a little bit and then back down, and that's where we currently are at the bottom of that channel, which coincides perfectly with the top of the white parallel channel. That's why I knew this is where we would hit and bounce. Now, it makes perfect sense that we would bounce back up to the top of the green parallel channel. What we are not certain of yet is then do we continue to consolidate between the top of the white parallel channel and the green parallel channel. I think that's a worst case scenario. I want to say, actually, a worst case scenario is that we fall through the white parallel channel. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what a lot of people are. That's the price action a lot of people are calling for. They don't know this white parallel channel is here because they don't do in-depth analysis. But that's crazy. That's crazy, and I'll show you in a second why it's crazy. It just when people say stuff like that, it means they truly do not have any idea where we are at in this market and what is going on with these ETFs and all the other just what's the word I'm looking for? The adoption and the interest coming into this space. So bouncing off the white parallel channel, come back up to the top here around 45,000. I imagine, so that's this week that we do this. Not quite certain. I imagine at some point we would come back down and test the top of the green parallel channel here. Now, when we do that, do we fall through back down to the white line and back up? I don't think so. I think, personally, what I think we're going to do, come back up, test the top of the green parallel channel, hold it for support, get stuck in this area a little bit, test the top of the blue parallel channel next week, and continue on to the top of this pink parallel channel. The pink parallel channel is what we've been trading in since, consolidating in since, the end of December, first week of November, end of November, first week of December right here, December 1st. We've been consolidating sideways in this pink parallel channel. We fell out of it here to test, come back for the specific purpose of testing this. And now we will come back up to it and go back up to the top. That's what makes perfect sense. Now, is this the part after coming back down, testing this, is this where we finally break through and hold the top of the pink parallel channel? I think it is. I think that makes perfect sense as far as structure. goes. And I don't have time right now, but we'll look at other indicators. Well, let's see if we can look at like the RSI. We're on a daily right now. A lot of people, I've heard them talk about bearish divergence or whatever. Yeah, so we had the bearish divergence here, and we had it back here. We broke, well, I'm not sure if we had it quite back there, but we fell out of this trend line here, held this other trend line for support, traded in that range for a while, and that's where we had the most recent bearish divergence that they're calling for. But they're calling for bearish divergence from way back here. Well, that's already played out. It's played out right here. We're resetting. We're resetting right here and forming a new upwards pattern right here. At some point, I believe this is the bottom. This is where that starts. And the oscillator down here, the stochastic RSI, that falls in line perfectly with this because it's at the bottom, and then it's an oscillator. It goes up and down in this range, and it's time for it to go back up. So yeah, everything falls in line there. It doesn't look like it's calling for further downside action. That's just stupid. And a lot of people that are saying this, a lot of people want to put fear in the market, and there are people that are trading and taking advantage of the highs and lows in the market. So this is where they want to knock you down as far as they can. Because they sold up here. And they want to keep talking crap. Make this go down as far as they can. Boy, that would be nice. So, I also wanted to look at the. Okay, I don't want to go there. I want to go to the total 3. And this makes perfect sense with the total 3 too. Same bull flag pullback pattern we're having here. And what did we do? We came right down to the top of this red parallel channel. Now, what is that red parallel channel? It's very similar to the white parallel channel on Bitcoin. You know what? I'm not sure how far back it goes. Let's go see. Because they're different assets. So, yeah, the red parallel channel has interaction all the way back to the dinosaurs. Right here and here. Now, we're on a daily time frame, so you get these wicks that push through. If we were on a 12-hour, you'd see things a little bit more crisp here. We have longer wicks that extend through, but you can clearly see how this channel was held as support, the bottom and the top, and we traded along the center line of it throughout the history here of Bitcoin. I mean, clearly. And then we went way above it for our bull run, and now we're back down in it. And now we're breaking out of it, and we're going to go way above it for our bull run when the top is just held as support. You saw it right here. Well, let's give it a few days to make sure we don't fall down through. Now we're on a daily time frame, so wicks through it like this is purely acceptable. And even if we weren't on a daily time frame with those large wicks, as long as we're holding candle bodies along there, is fine. So maybe I see the center line here, and the center line actually intersects this red line over here on Friday. So possibly, maybe we do touch down on this a couple more days this week. Don't know what to say, but I think we're looking for a bounce here back up to the top here, and then probably up to this center line here. And when we zoom out, that's a center line of this blue parallel channel, which is much larger, and I can break that down into other ones too. But the blue parallel channel comes back here to this top. It catches a lot of the price action. Center line catches price action there. And it goes all the way back to the beginning here. And you can see where the not just the red top of the red parallel channel, but the blue center line as well was holding as support here. And where did we see a rejection most recently? Off the top of this blue center line on that blue parallel channel. So that rejection came back down, tested the red here. So it makes perfect sense that we come back up here. This is where we break out of the bull flag pattern. Now, I mentioned cups and handles before. I don't think that this is the handle pattern quite yet. And those are just patterns. Not everything fits exactly into those little patterns. They don't make a perfect little cup and handle, but it's just describing psychology behind price action. So I think we break up a little bit more here. When you look at cup and handle patterns, you'll see pullbacks along the way as it's forming the last side of the cup. I mean, as well, you see the choppy action here. It's not a perfectly round thing going on. So I think the cup pattern comes up a little bit more. Let's not get into that there. We'll look at that in greater detail. Let's just see. For example, I haven't looked at these yet. Let's see where render's at. Render's holding. It's not up where I'd like to see it. Okay, I'm on a different chart. I don't have the parallel channels, but if we take this, clone it, and move it over there, more than likely we will probably start moving back upwards in this channel. And when I was looking at something else, I think I saw around $6. And that would bring us to right there. That makes sense. I'll have to look at that. I think, well, I don't want to say we just keep going up to $6 here. I don't remember on the other chart if that's what I thought was going to occur. But when things move up and down, they're choppy. They're not just up, up, up. AVAX is making a nice cup and handle pattern. Now this is one that possibly could be breaking out from the pattern that it's formed right here. Maybe is that enough of a cup? I mean a handle. Is that enough of a handle there to see this just explode to the upside? Realistically, I think that we just continue on up here. This would make sense here if we continue on up until around the halving event, forming a cup right here with the top of this, and then have a pullback into, not that far, into like June-ish, mid-June, July, and then we see a bigger move up. And so, yeah, right, just chop, chop, chop up. But yeah, I think the handle for this would form after the halving event. But we're still a couple months away from that. Let's get back to Bitcoin. I'm losing it here. Ooh, Bitcoin is 39,970. Is that past? So we could be doing a fake out here. This is something to watch. We're on a weekly time frame. Let's get to an hourly time frame. We could very well likely be doing a fake out. You know what? Maybe possibly we do close that gap on CME. Let's see where CME, let's go to CME real quickly. I was hoping that we left that gap, would leave that gap open, go to a daily time frame, and that gap is right there. So this is the point where we either leave that gap open or, and I think it's there, to liquefy all the shorts. Either way, we see a bounce here. Either we just close this gap on CME futures or we leave it open, which I really would hope that we do. And because it's just been a trap to suck in shorts. We could get a real big short squeeze right here. That's what we need to do. Not allow the shorts to fulfill their positions and buy back in right here. If I was short, I'd be buying right now. Well, all right. And that makes sense why futures is trading so closely. It was trading at a discount. Now it's trading at a premium to spot. Slightly. I mean, nothing to write home about. Well, so this is the final capitulatory thing here. And there's nothing more to say except for just wait to see if we close that gap or not. This is where we yell at each other on Twitter. I don't do that. I don't even go on Twitter, X. I don't go in those places because people are just stupid. Just because I said it, that's what's going to happen. I don't have to back anything up. Well, okay, so I'm going to say something. I think we leave this gap open as a trap. And I pretty much said it already. It's a trap to get shorts to short, thinking that we have to close it, and we don't. And then they get liquidated here. Now, are they suckering more in to try to, because more people will try to press this down. They'll try to put in a lot of sell pressure to close this. And I'm wondering if that's what we're doing, but it does look like we're coming back up here. All right, so I'll get back to you at the end of the day and see what happened. This is a definite bounce area. At least, so probably, back up to 45 in this week at least. And I'm thinking even possibly up to around 48 or so. Let's just go on a daily time frame. Sometimes I press buttons. I don't know what I'm doing. So this week, minimally up to this 44 and change 45 region. And I believe we'll come up to, close to like 49. Back up to this top we formed and test the top of this channel. If not this week, then into next week. All right, subscribe. Did you hear that? Subscribe, and see you next time.